My hair is getting so thin, like super duper thin. The time has come to go off, and I'm shitting it, but let's do it. I have to get the wife to come and do the back. Scary how easily and how fluffy it is.
My daddy's having a haircut though. I can't believe it. I can't believe that I'm doing this like that. I want to see it. Let me see.
It took me a long time to pluck up the courage. It was really emotional, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
You know, going back to when I was sort of younger, I guess, went for the usual at school, loads of hair gel and hairspray. And then I thought to myself, crikey, you know, as I got older, is that ruining my hair? It turns out it probably did, but it was also hereditary. My uncle, cousins, other members of my family really, really have started to lose and get really thin hair. And I reckon about 10 years ago, I went to the barber's. He's back there cutting my hair, and he sort of, I had a patch here that started here on the corner. And he said to me, he said, your hair is really thin there. And he kind of offended me, if I'm honest, because I wasn't really expecting it. I thought, you know what, dude, I'll pay you to cut my hair.
Yeah.
Not to sort of, I took it personally. But since he said that, I started noticing it in pictures. None of the family ever said anything, even the wife, bless her. I mean, it got down to the stage where I literally, you know, I come out the shower, you could just literally see my head through the hair. And it got to the stage where this patch here started getting really quite noticeable. And I've got another one at the side there. So what I would do, twice a month, I'd go to the barber's and get a skin fade. My way of thinking about it was actually all around the back and the sides was literally bald. So that gave the illusion that I actually did have quite a bit of hair on the top. However, a skin fade grows out really quick. And I was going twice a month, and that's £40 a month I was dropping just to get my hair cut, just to hide what really was inevitable. You know, I've seen all these adverts and all these sort of, you know, people talking about specific sort of ointments to put on your hair. I even tried a shampoo with caffeine in it. It's supposed to stimulate the follicle. And I looked into all this hair transplants. And to be fair, that seemed probably the most legitimate sort of option for me in regards to sort of what can I actually do. But I suffer terribly from migraines, dude.
Right.
And I mean sort of terribly. It would just be so intense, the pain, that it kind of put me off. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I hummed and hard. And I ended up getting an app, and it was one that makes you, you know, what would you look like if you were bald? So I put it on there. I was like, whoa, I'm not sure about that. You know, I literally, without the facial hair, because I've always had chubby cheeks, even when I was, you know, hitting the gym and I was slim and young, and I've always had chubby cheeks. It's part of the gene. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to look a bit of an egghead. Yeah, Baldcafe for me has almost been like a Bible to me, because it, not only has it been checking out a load of inspiration, but it's made me realise that actually I'm not on my own. This is a problem amongst loads of guys. And of course, my first fear was, you know, if I take it all off, is the wife still going to fancy me? Is she still going to be around? Before, you know, I actually decided to do the cut, I sat there and watched all your videos, and there was one particular one where it explained about the first time for the guys who have gone, you know, shaved their head. And I'm looking at them, and the one thing that I saw through all of the videos was actually most of them went straight down the middle. And I figured once you've done that, you know, there's not really any going back. I thought if I started at the sides and changed my mind, I couldn't go to the barber and he could just do the skin fade again. But once you've got that middle bit, that's it. You know, it's hammer time. I got in the bathroom, pumped myself up, ready to go. Right, I'm going to do it. And then I stopped. I was shitting myself. I
Okay,
went back to my bedroom and got your channel back up to
right.
watch a few more, just for the inspiration, really.
Yeah.
There really is a lot of emotion. I've done it all. It all looked quite good, I was trying to be quite positive for the camera, and I think it suits me, and I think I'll be all right. Camera's turned off. I sat in the bedroom, just looked at the mirror at myself for about 20-25 minutes,
Mhm.
just trying to grasp. Oh, actually, this is me. This is the new me, and I hated it. If I'm honest, at first,
Yeah, yeah, good to be honest. Yeah.
I was upset. I felt almost tearful, if I'm honest.
Mhm.
I was like, what have I done? What is going on? I stayed indoors for 2 days after I'd done it, and then I thought, right, well, you know what? It's gone now. There's no point in getting upset about it. Let's see how it goes, and we'll take it from there. And I've just started to really love it over the last couple of weeks. I'm like, okay, I've gone out, I went out shopping. You think everyone's going to look at you because you're a bald guy? No one cares. No one cares at all. I'm just walking along. I took the bins out the other day for the first time ever. Bumped into my neighbour, and he's like, "Oh, Jay, it's you." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So I'll get talking about it, and you know what? It's a revelation. I'm so pleased that I come across your channel. I'm not joking, and I'm certainly not blowing smoke up your ass when I say that. It has been a true inspiration for me. It was so nice to sit there and actually watch other people feel the emotion that I felt, that nervousness. I mean, when I first got ready, and I was like, "Oh, I'm shitting it," and I could feel myself like almost shaking.
Yeah. What was going through your mind during that time?
If I'm honest, it wasn't so much about myself, because I knew I wanted to do it. It was more about how others would perceive me once I had done it. We all care how we look. You go out, you do your hair, make sure that your tie's straight for work. You're off to work, and then on the weekend, we all care about our
Yeah, we want to look good. You want to feel like you look good. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. And my fear was, one, are the kids gonna, because I've got a little baby as well, bless him, he's only 5 months, and I'm like, is he gonna recognize me?
Mm-hmm.
The other three, I didn't know what their reaction was gonna be. I was literally thinking, how am I gonna be perceived when people see me? All my life, I've always had a smart haircut. I just always liked my hair looking nice. It made me look smarter. I felt, more respectable, a little bit more dressed up. And yeah, it was a bizarre feeling. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to go for it. I got the clip on. Once it went across, I was like, oh no. And am I doing it right? Am I doing the right thing here? Turns out that, yeah, it's, this is now, I did it I think I last shaved it on Sunday. I say, when I actually did it, I had to get the wife to come and do the back because I couldn't see anything. I was already conscious of the fact that I was going to be bald. I didn't want to leave big patches where it grew back. If I'm honest, it's just so refreshing to have a channel, one, dedicated to guys who are losing their hair, and whether they take the plunge of shaving it off or not, the education's there. It took me a little while to sort of sit there and actually think to myself, right, just do it. Make a stance, make a change, go for it. Yeah, and I did.
Yeah, man. Yes, it's been a learning curve for you, and especially with like staying indoors. But then, it's been for a lot of guys. Once you just put yourself out there, you can get those kind of reactions, interactions out the way, and then you can start to kind of feel a lot more comfortable about it once you kind of gauge how other people are going to react to it or not react, as you've kind of also noticed. I want to just ask you about how sort of on your mind was the kind of hair thinning or the hair loss, sort of like in your day-to-day life.
It was on my mind. It was always on my mind. I mean, there was even getting, I mean, I work central London, so jumping on the train, whether you're sitting or standing, there is always a variety of people with different hairstyles, and I'll be looking at people's hair and I'll be like, right, well, he's definitely got a lot more hair than me and he looks great. This guy hasn't got hardly any hair, but he still kind of looked great. It was all really about the cover up. I mean, if I'm honest, I tried a couple of sort of over-the-counter products to mask it. Fibers, yeah. So I put fibers on there, and to be fair, it looked really quite good. But you have to sort of spray like a hairspray afterwards to stick it on. And I did it one day up London, and it rained, and I was even more embarrassed because I had a white shirt And where I'd totally forgotten that I put fibres on it, it come down my neck and it's gone on the collar of my shirt. So I was like, people are going to say, like my colleagues will say, what's going on? What's that? And I'm going to say it's a load of fake hair. I even tried the wife's makeup, they called it, mascara.
Yeah, you like dab it on or whatever.
Yeah, so she used it for the eyelashes, and it gives a little bit of a tint in her eyebrows. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, that looks kind of good, because it was a brush. When I did it on my hand, it looked like loads of thin lines, so it looked like hair.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to give this a go. So I didn't put it too thick, put a little bit on there, and I just put it on the head, and it actually didn't look too bad. But then I thought to myself, I can't keep doing this every day. I can't be adding makeup to my head, trying to cover it up. You know what? It's been on my mind for a long, long time, and it's well past due. I just think having the courage to actually do it is another thing. One, a little bit of vanity, and secondly, it's routine. It's what we used to. It's really hard. It's really hard to sort of break routine sometimes when you know a certain way you look and a certain style. It was on my mind, and I was like, enough's enough. I've got to say that my morning preparation is fantastic. I wake up, floss my teeth, brush my teeth, rinse off, come out, deodorant, and done. There is no messing about anymore. There's no, I've got to get the hair wax, push it together. Because what I used to clump it together like that, so in the front, so it looked like a sort of went spiky, so that it would cover the bald parts that were occurring here, and then the patchy bits I'd either fibre it up, or I've got some of her other stuff. She had this brow glow, and it's basically a little round pot of makeup, dark makeup, like brown makeup, same colour as the hair, and I'll just smudge it on my fingers like that. I'll just rub it on the patch until the hair, and it would blend in quite well, to be fair. I mean, I don't know if people notice it or not. No one ever said anything, so I think I did a reasonable job of covering it up. But all that worry's gone. It's all gone. If there is a negative to all of this, is that I actually do feel the cold on my head now. You always get on in life. You all have stresses, but it definitely, looking back, it was definitely a stress factor. How am I going to look? Are people going to think that I'm weird not shaving it off? Are they going to think I'm weird? If they realise actually I've got makeup in a little bit of a patch, and women's makeup as well. It was all a bit of a cover up, really. I feel a bit true to myself. It's nice to be me, and worry about stuff that actually needs worrying about. And what, hair comes, hair goes. I'm alive. I'm happy. I've got a lovely wife and beautiful children, and I'm so pleased.
No, Jason, thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Honestly, there is no advice for people that are losing hair. Honestly, your channel is the resource for that. And I honestly, I thank you so much. And I wish you every success with it, because you've changed it, dude. You've changed it to be a normality, and that's what we need. Once people realise, actually, I just need to watch other people understand their emotions, understand their experiences, try and let it resonate with mine, and then all of a sudden, you do it, and then you just feel free. And it's really cliche that you feel free, because everyone's like, I feel free now. It's a revolution. It fucking is.